It's time. You hear me? Hold up. Who in the building, man? I see y'all. Look, we got A Ward in the motherfucking building. Yeah, I mean, salute to the chat. Hold on, let me get my screen right so everybody can see everybody, see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, we got the homie A Ward. Hold up. A Ward, salute, salute. Can you see me? Hold up. Let me get my screen right. Boom. There we go. All right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm super. Let me see if I can get this
So
brightened
that's
up a
how
little
we
bit.
basically do the feel me bar breakdown. When I share the screen, you can see the video I'm playing. Just the chat can still see you at the same time.
No
You,
doubt, no doubt.
you dig what I'm saying? And so I know you kind of pressed for time. You know what I mean? Usually I go into the interview and then to the bar breakdown, but we definitely want to respect your time, man. And so
Yeah, man. I can always jump back on too in a couple weeks too if we wanted to chop up something, whatever.
yeah, because we was hoping that Remy joint would have dropped. You know what I'm saying by now, but at the same time, they gotta let that first one sizzle. You know what I mean? Let it
Yeah,
cook.
yeah, definitely.
Let it cook.
I think they texted me and said it was being finished editing, so I'm hoping that means I'm next. So we'll see.
That's gonna be so dope, man. We looking forward to
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, you made an impact like when you hopped on Queen of the Ring, and then now on Remy card, like it seemed like you just jumped in feet first, made a splash. I mean, how was it? Just yeah, I mean, jumping on an all females, well, supposedly all female battle league, but now you know what I'm saying they welcoming men in as well. But how does it feel rocking the building like that though?
Oh, it was great, man. It was great. It was everybody's professional, obviously with Remy Ma's card, with Sony Music Hall, the amount of people that were there. I mean, it really just felt like, to
Mm,
me, what I believe a classic New York battle rap crowd would be like.
yeah,
Mixed
yeah.
in with probably, a few, which I believe celebrities and everybody are always at the URL ones too, but, it was just really dope to kind of see some of the celebrities in the building.
I mean, is the
And
crowd different though? Like, say Remy card versus like any other card, it seemed like she would have some different type of fans in there as opposed to
I
just
didn't
all.
think so, but then again, I've not ever attended a New York URL battle event.
Right,
So
right.
so I can't really speak to that. But but I can say that like as far as like the people in attendance, the line was around the block, and it was in Manhattan area, downtown Times Square. So I just assumed that you got a battle with Hitman and Easy and myself, and then Hustle, Shuni, Official, all of these names that are
Star
widely,
study.
everybody outside of me has been on URL. So I would assume that would attract the same people that are watching URL coming
Mm,
out to the Chrome 23 card. And then you
mm.
have all the battle rappers as well. So like basically anybody that was around there that wasn't battling that weekend on the Pat Stay event was in the building as well. So,
Mm.
but yeah, the crowd was great, man. I really liked that number. I think it was a little over 1,000, in between 1,000 and 1,500. I did a
Mm.
little over 2,000 on Max Out, and I kind of felt like
Mm.
with 2,000, 2,500, there's a handful of people in there that really weren't there to watch battle rap. I
Right.
think that number of 1,000 to 1,500, everybody in there was like, yo, really attentive and engaged.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce, man. Sometimes I skip under because I be wanting to get right into the meat of the thing, but we definitely we get a lot of, new battle rap fans that come through. So let's go ahead and get into the introduction. Let them know who you are, where you from, man.
Yeah, A Ward, originally from Knoxville, Tennessee. Been in Kansas City for almost 20 years now, so rep the Midwest. Been battling for 7 years. Just out here smoking people and taking names, man,
Mm.
and putting on for the culture. You can go to IamAWardMerch.com. That's where you can find a lot of my merch and different things like that.
Mm.
Also a national touring poet. Do a Poets in Autumn tour every year. So be
Mm.
on the lookout for that. If you're in a city that's semi-big, we're probably going to be there this fall. So check me
Dope,
out.
dope, man. Make sure y'all stay plugged in. Now, can you see the chat?
I cannot, but I might be able to pull it up on my laptop. So give me a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, because sometimes they ask questions, I might miss it, you might catch it, type of thing. They saying
Yeah.
hello, Slim Thick. I see you, Slim Goody. Said what's up, D Hood. Yeah, I mean, I see you down there. ENT, God Tier. I see you. OTR, man. Salute to OTR Battle Rap League, man, in the chat. Yeah, feel me. Twin D Money. I see you. Repo. Yeah, but yeah, man. So, what I mean, like I said, we like to respect time. Now, our main thing that we do over here is that bar breakdown, right? We
Okay.
we pick a battle, we jot through it. We may have time to get through a round, you know what I'm saying, depending on how things go.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, while I pull that up, I may ask you a couple questions, but what battle would you, if you was to point a new fan of, you know what I'm saying, of battle rap to one of your battles that kind of embodies who A Ward is? Yes, I mean, where would you go?
Um, Wow, probably the Geechee Gotti rematch, I guess.
The second joint?
I
Okay.
think that would probably be a good one to use. Um,
Good one.
I
And
think that's a good battle, good crowd, good content.
would it
Outside of that,
would it be a
I
particular
do normally
round?
point people a lot of times to some of the older battles like St. Mike, just
Mm.
because once you get further on in battle rap, a lot of the stuff is very self-referencing. So if they've never watched battle rap before, some of the earlier
Ah,
battles are just more digestible material because it's not so like, oh, well, you just battle such and such, and I'll do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean?
copy.
So yeah, so I do point them back to the other ones.
So,
Let's
our
see.
chat right now, mostly, I'm looking at them, they mostly, what I'm saying, straight battle rap fans. I don't think we got a whole lot of new fans in here. So I'm gonna pull up this Geechee joint, the second one. You know what I'm saying? Now, is there a particular round you would start with, or you just want me to take it from the top?
We could go with the third. Yeah, let's go with the third.
Let's go with the third. Let's
I'm trying to
get it.
find it on here. It's Married to the Bars. Is that
Oh
the name
no,
of the
it's
channel?
actually Till and Kel, Till. Once you type in Till, you'll see it. Till and Kel BG.
Boom, gotcha.
All right. Now, so I'm queuing this joint up. Now,
Cool.
we definitely gonna have to have you back because one thing that I wanted to really get into with you is battle rap terminology, right?
Yeah.
Because one thing we love to do is educate, you know what I'm saying, the new cats coming through. And I know it takes a certain type of rapper or fan, whatever you're talking to actually speak intelligently, you feel me, about the actual battle rap term. So, I'm gonna probably bust up a few with you. Wifey gonna be in here in just a minute. She's trying to get here before you got here, but she ain't been feeling the best today, but she gonna be in here hopefully before you pull out.
Making sure.
Yeah,
Prayers
feel
up
me?
to her, man. Get feeling better.
We've been arguing over the last week. Is he from Tennessee or is he from KC? You know what I'm saying? And so
And Tennessee is home, so my accent and everything. I moved when I was 19 to go to college, but I didn't really start rapping until I was in Kansas City. So like my entire following, is from Kansas City. So like every event, every show I've really ever done has been in Kansas City. So as an artist, I always put on for Kansas City because that's kind of like, I wrote a little poetry in high school and stuff like that, but it wasn't like I wasn't known as like a rapper back then.
when did rapping start for you? Like what age, what year? I know 2015.
I liked rap, but my older brother was the rapper, so like I was just writing poetry in like grade school, middle school, high school. So you always hear me shout out Cannon in my intros, but like my older brother was the rapper of the family. So once I moved away and realized that like I kind of had this gift too, just from like learning from him and just loving hip hop.
Right.
I started rapping, putting out albums and stuff, but then I realized like my passion wasn't necessarily music. It was more so just writing punchlines, acapella, spoken word, poetry, and then now battle rap,
So you said punchline, so that's gonna lead me straight into the terms, right? So punchline versus wordplay, like, so there's a difference. Is there not, or is there?
Yeah. Wordplay can be littered all throughout the line. It can be something as easy as the word dismissal. Obviously dismissal means to like leave, like to maybe class dismissal. Like you're exiting class. But then dismissal, like this gun or this missile coming, like that's just kind of wordplay. The punchline will be like what comes full circle, like at the end of it. It might be a like. You might say something to the extent of split your egg in two like identical twins. An identical twin, the egg and the ovary split in two. So it's like it's kind of like what the accumulation of everything you've been wrapping up to. Is the punchline.
So if you say like, if you consider somebody a pen, are they more punchline heavy or wordplay or lyricism? Like, what's the difference there? A lot of cats put it all in the same bag. You feel me?
Yeah, to me, if you're a pen, like you have to be able to tap into all of those categories. But I believe that for me, the pen is that there's no filler. You're painting pictures. You're using wordplay that's unique. Your punchlines are unique, and you have the ability to assassinate somebody's character by just the layers and different things that you can do with writing. Battle rap is heavy on performance. It's heavy on tone. It's heavy on image. It's heavy on rapping bars with conviction. All of those things are very effective in battles and can win you battles. But at the end of the day, like if I turn it off and I just listen to it, like what's written on that paper to me is the pen. Whether it be punchlines like Rum Nitty could be a pen to me. He's one of the greatest punchers ever. Whether it be Loaded Lux or Daylight or some guys like that don't necessarily emphasize their punchlines as much as a puncher, but they're more so wordplay, visuals, different things like that. So yeah, that pen term, you have to be able to do it all to me. You can't just be a puncher. You got to be able to like dive into different bags.
So it was this term back in the day, bars over everything, right? Now, so if you were sitting back judging the battle, you feel me? What are you looking for? Is it the feeling? Is it the bars? Is it the angles? Is it the total package? Like what are you looking for when you watch a battle?
It's the total package now. I was the same way, bars over everything. But what is he saying? But as an entertainer and realizing where the sport's at, like you'd be remiss and you'd be naive to think that you could just come in here and write some dope stuff and win battles and succeed in battle rap.
You gotta perform that motherfucker, right?
Yeah, exactly. Guys like Excel are really good writers, and Excel is a very, formidable battler. And I don't mean to say this, like I'm taking anything away from him, but, like writing gets you to a certain point, you have to be able to go in there and have the crowd on a string, you have to be able to go in there and perform, and you have to look the part, that's one of the things I struggle with is, even just image and different things like that, trying to like look the part, trying to do all that kind of stuff. Battle rap is not necessarily going back to the essence of it's just bars. What do you got? Spit a 16. It's actually going away from that, going more into the entertainment industry, because that's what sells tickets and that's what makes money. And let's be honest, a lot of people are putting a lot of hard work into these hours of writing, into these battle events, the leagues and everything like that, and they want a return on interest, or return on investment. So
when did the shift change though, like from bars over everything to performance? Is it the internet? Is it you feel me? Like what made that change? The big stage? You feel me?
Yeah, it was probably a lot of the internet. It was probably a lot of the visuals. It was probably a lot of, moving to those big stages and stuff like that. Because let's be honest, the battle rap crowds, I mean, if you're buying a ticket, you want to be entertained, right? That's how I feel. You buy a ticket, you want to be entertained. $125 ticket for people to come to Chrome, right? If I was one of those over-the-head rappers and I looked better on cam, you know what I mean? How does that benefit the person that bought the ticket to see me in the building? They might not get bars. They might not know the culture. They might not, they might not know all of the self-referencing ins and outs and the terminology and stuff like that. But they spend $125. They deserve to be entertained too.
That's a fact.
If we're just writing for a certain specific intellect of a battle rap fan who should get all of the bars and punchlines, then we're gonna stay this small.
So you got to write for you got to write for many different type of fans.
It's the airplane to the baby. You got to spoon feed. You have to have material that's got to be digestible.
That's dope.
Some of my lines that I spent hours on, people probably have never quoted, and some lines that I freaking freestyled in the car on the way to the venue in my head. It was like, oh, that's funny. Hit like haymakers, So it's definitely like that. So.
Now, so my rebuttal game crazy. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting to say that. It did.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you got this particular skill where, so some cats rebuttal, they thinking about the rebuttal from like, something earlier in the round or what have you. Kills in the building. Hold up.
There you go.
She got to get her headphones on. She getting herself
the intro right.
Yeah, feel me? Let me get her right. Here you go. Yeah, man. But yeah, rebuttaling, man. So you got a particular skill of like taking the last word the nigga spit and then rebuttaling that. Like, I mean, I don't even know how to frame the question, but how do you rate a rebuttal? Is it worth more than the actual punch or bar, or is it like it's got to be still hitting as hard?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. For me, I don't get credit anymore just for rebuttaling because I've done it on such a high level. So it's like just saying a rebuttal doesn't get me any credit, right? But there are guys who don't rebuttal, who if they rebuttal, it can be very mediocre or, type rebuttal. And people are like, oh, he's rebuttaling. Oh, he's really in his bag, like because he had the confidence to do a rebuttal, So
right.
For guys like myself, they really have to be top notch or, the expectation is there that it's going to be something ridiculous or something crazy. But yeah, the rebuttal itself, a lot of times you want to take something that they had in their round that was very powerful and you want to flip it to make it more powerful so that the idea is like, oh, he did say that, but Ward had something for that, You don't want to take a line that was a dud or a line that was, it didn't really hit or anything like that. You want to kind of strip the power of what they had,
Copy.
And then you have rebuttals like you're talking about with the Rum Nitty battle, that like it wasn't necessarily the punchline. I mean, the punchline was good. It was the fact that I started rapping his multi as he finished it.
That was crazy.
And so the impressive part of that is like the quickness of the rebuttal. And so there's things like that. The rebuttals are graded on different levels. It's like, you do it in the mid round. Oh, you do it when something happens in the venue. The chair dropped against Geechee in the first round. Boom, rebut. Freestyle.
The lights, so like, when the lights went out. That fire when the lights went out. When you and Loso, you know what I mean, snapped on that joint. You feel me? But let me bring Kills in. Hold on. Let me get our theme music together. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Kills in the building.
Peace and blessings.
You know what I'm saying? Don't hate on me. Why don't you go and get you
some? Go get you some. Peace and blessings.
You know what I'm saying? She been waiting on this interview. You know
I have been so excited for this interview.
She been at A-Ward's DMs all crazy.
I have.
Hilarious. Forgive me for last week. I apologize for something coming up.
Things happen.
Life happens. Things are beyond our control.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, but we so appreciate you for coming through, keeping your word, and coming through tonight. We really do. Can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
Dope, man. So, yeah, man, for those that's just tuning in, we got A-Ward in here.
I'm sorry, chat. Peace and blessings,
salute to the chat. You feel me?
We got the best chat in the world.
And that's a fact.
At me.
Yeah, you feel me? And we got A-Ward in here representing the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? And we just talking battle rap. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go down through your history, but you know what I'm saying? I really want to just talk battle rap in these bars as well.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? But when we get you back up here, we may go down through, you know what I mean, how it all started, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been battling since 2015, basic, right? I mean, what was
the first battle was September of 2015, so we're looking at almost 6 years now, right? No, almost 8 years.
For 8 years.
Time flies.
8 years.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first battle, like on camera?
1000%. Yeah, named Charlie Atlas.
Charlie Atlas.
So, I just remember that I was there, and I was wearing like a trucker hat, kind of like this with the mesh back, and there was like a few other battlers there, and like in the local KC scene at that time, everybody pretty much knew everybody, if you were like a local Kansas City battler. So nobody I think they just thought I was there to watch, and I don't think, and so when like they called us to the stage, like people were like, oh, this dude who's been like politicking all night, like, oh,
right.
That's the battle? Okay, that's what's up,
That's dope.
And
big stage or was it a big stage or in a garage?
No, I was just in like a department store. It's called The Loop. We held battles there. Same place I battled St. Mike, same place I battled F-Mag.
Fire.
Yeah, and so, my opponent, he had about 4 or 5 battles under his belt, but he didn't have any thing to go off of researching me. All he could do was maybe find my YouTube channel or something, and I had like acapellas and stuff like that. But he definitely caught a rude awakening, and so did the whole entire crowd. And it was really kind of seamless because I came from like an open mic and spoken word background for the last like 3 or 4 years before battling.
Oh, wow.
I was doing like poetry and spoken word, some slam poetry, everything, so it was like I was doing the delivery and I was working on all of that 3-4 years before I ever started battling. So it didn't, I didn't jump in there like with lack of confidence or lack of ability to deliver punchlines, so it was definitely a good first battle. It did like 50,000 views in the first week, so it kind of went like low-key viral on like a league that didn't have like battles like that. And then like the rest was kind of history after that, just kind of the trajectory of my career just shot off.
So in 8 years, how many battles you had in 8 years though?
I think I'm at 81, something like that.
Hold on, where my bombs? Hold on. 81 battles. 81 battles.
Right.
In 8 years, so we talking about a 10 battle a year average.
Yeah, basically.
And he never lacks. He never lacks.
That's a fact.
No, never choked, never stumbled or forgot something.
Yo, if anybody the most consistent, it might be A-Ward.
That's not a lot, Slim. Come on, Slim. 10 battles a year is crazy.
8 years.
That's a hell of a lot.
Over 100 battles. Been doing this 12 years, 14 years. So
right, that's crazy. So all right. So I got 2 questions before we go on this battle. 2 questions. One question from the chat and one I want to ask, right? So the chat is been asking about this A-Verb situation, right? Now, you feel me? They want to know how I got set up and what's the look on it. Like, I see he trying to backpedal a little bit. How did this thing get set up?
Oh, yeah, he got it. He got his Deion Sanders on real quick. You know what I mean? He actually about to come out of the break and just go ahead and but no, I don't necessarily know where all of the hate came from. You know, I definitely think that Verb has been known to just be the kind of guy who just picks on people. You know, he's done it with None, Chef Trez, Swamp, you know. And I'm an easy target because I'm the guy who hasn't never been on URL that gets talked about a whole lot, you know? And so...
why is that?
Why is that?
We know why it is.
Yeah, but we want to know from you, though. I want to know.
It's twofold. One, because I'm exceptionally good, and two, because I'm exceptionally petty. So, like, a lot of times, like, back and forth, like, on Twitter and just, you know, some interviews and stuff, like, I don't sit back and just, like, humbly be like, oh, you know, whatever. I'm out here retweeting you, rebuttaling you in tweets, talking crazy to you, you know, like, I'm that guy, too.
Oh, Raker wants to know who was the guy that kept yelling, cook your food in the bill collector battle.
I don't know. I haven't a clue. And he grabbed my shirt. Yeah, he did, you know.
He was excited.
I met him that night.
Word.
He was a nice dude, though. So, you know, it was all good.
That's fire. So, I mean, this A-Verb battle, is it going to go down, or is it just a lot of talking right now?
Probably not. You know, he's definitely, you know, he's A-Verb has positioned himself to where he's like, it has to happen in St. Louis on the third Sunday in the month of June.
Right.
There can't be a coin toss.
That's just, you know, that sounds like ducking to me.
Write his raps with his left hand. Like, you know,
come on, man.
He basically is doing all of this to, like, try to, like, you know, position himself to make himself look good because he's scared that he don't really want the battle. He just wants to, like, try to, like, torture me in some St. Louis environment that he thinks that I won't be able to get out of. So
y'all heard it here, man. Hey, look, we hoping that it go down, man. You know what I mean? That'd be good for the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Two leagues have already offered it to happen.
Really?
And it's not in the books. So, you know, and that's on him. And he says, because I said that I wanted to battle him in St. Louis, which I've said before. I've also said I'll battle him anywhere. That's the competitive nature.
Okay.
Look, I'll smoke you anywhere. I'll smoke you in St. Louis. A-Verb takes that as I'm only battling him in St. Louis. You know what I mean? But
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. A-War, you already know how he talks in circles. That nigga don't want the smoke.
You don't want that smoke?
Come on, man.
You don't want that smoke?
He don't.
No.
He just talking. So yeah. He can't afford another loss right now. He ain't gonna jump in that ring right now. You feel me? But so this is my question. And Kill might have one before we go into this battle, but my question is a couple fold. What did it say? 2-part, 3-part, 4-part. I don't know what part it is, but all right. So let's just keep it 100, right? Before, I say about 8 years ago. Before about then, we had Christian battle rappers, right? Or let me say it like this: we had battle rappers that were Christian. And now we got...
I like that better.
Battle rappers that's Christian.
I like that better.
But now we got this label Christian battle rappers, right? Now, so we're going to put that as the first part. So Christian battle rapper. Then you also are a white battle rapper, let's be clear, right? From the Midwest, right? And never been on URL. So this is 4 things, right?
Yeah.
He never been on URL?
Am I mistaken?
No, I've never been on URL.
Never been on URL. All right, so we got the Christian rapper, the white rapper, all right, Midwest, and never been on URL. Do you consider...
There's so much I want to say, but I'm not going to
right now. I'm not going to get into it.
I'm not.
Do you consider any of these a hindrance or a stumbling block? Or do you think that it's something that you can use to benefit off of and it's actually worked for you? Now, if it's something that you feel like a stumbling block, which one is the biggest stumbling block? You feel me? Which one is the biggest one that's making you work extra hard than the rest of these cats? You feel me? From your perspective.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. The Christian thing to me is not a stumbling block. It is who I am, and hip hop is kind of a very authentic type of culture, you know. So like if I was out here being who I wasn't, it would be more difficult for me. But because I'm being myself, and that's the life that I strive to be as a Christian, somebody who loves the Lord and tries to like live their life in that aspect. It's not a hindrance to me.
Good.
The white rapper thing, it is very twofold, I get a lot of props for doing things, because I'm white that could possibly be normal. It's like when you go see a white dude like Mac McClung do a 360 and win a dunk contest. it's magnified because he's white. It's like, yo, have you seen this white dude? I didn't expect that from him, you know?
Right.
So there's things that when people watch me rap, they're not expecting, right? And they're just like, yo, so I get, but then it's also like, I don't relate to him. I don't, he doesn't move me. What is he doing in this culture? He doesn't know he's a guest here. This type of stuff where people will turn their ears off to what I'm saying regardless because of you know, the color of my skin.
Right.
So it's kind of twofold there. The one that is the biggest, Midwest is, I wouldn't say it's a hindrance either, because guys like Verb, Hitman, B Magic, Young Ill Will, Marv One, Calico, like the Midwest has a classic history of battle rap. So it's not like I'm coming from, you know, Rhode Island or you know, like Wyoming or something like that. You know, it is a little more difficult because we don't have as many events here, so you have to go out and put on. But outside of that, now the URL thing is probably the most frustrating because they have a following that just says like, yo, you're not good until you've rapped here, you know? And it's always just an attack or an assassination on my talent because I haven't rapped on this level, you know? And so that's the one that's the most unfair to me, because they pretend like everything else out of the URL is just practice, is just, you know. And like we just talked about earlier before your wife joined, it's like I stood in New York in front of 1,200 people, and the only thing missing was a URL stamp and smack saying and flipping the coin. You know what I mean? My performance would have been the exact same. You know, it was Remy Ma saying this is Chrome 23. If it was Smack saying this is Summer Madness or this is Gnome, my performance would have been the exact same thing. You know, but for some reason, because you know they want to have a reason to hate or dislike me or whatever, or they need a reason because they're fearful of me taking their spot as a battler. Battlers will say, well, you ain't been over here yet, you ain't that good. Or fans, you know, who are a part of that cult-like following to say, until you come over here, until Smack or Beasley says your name, you know, you're nothing. That's the one that's the most unfair, probably.
Dope.
I definitely agree.
That's a dope answer. Dope answer.
That is a good answer.
You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting all day to ask you that. You know what I'm saying? Because
that was a good question. That was a very well put question. I appreciate that.
Nah, because like your pen is what I would consider elite. You know what I'm saying? Like you got different cats that got bars, that got pens, that got whatever, but the total package is rare.
You don't people the total package is damn near impossible. Like for me, it's name flips, it's schemes, it's rebuttaling, it's wordplay, it's cadence and flow.
Cadence is big. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't even consider cadence.
And some people have some of those things. Like people who angle, like they known for angling, unless they're playing with words and scheming and doing something creative while they're I don't give a fuck about angle. Right. I don't care nothing about no angle. If they're not playing with the words, because I want to hear the creative way that you take words and make them mean things that are the same and different at the same time. I love entendre, you know, things like that. But I just straight, anybody could rap, anybody could take 4 lines.
Dr. Seuss, that motherfucker, like
right. Dr. Seuss does
if we
that.
talking about rhyming, right? He the motherfucker like
what sets you apart though?
Yeah.
What is setting you apart?
I like that because I try to pride myself on like my tool belt being like, when you battle me, like what is he gonna do? Like when Vixen was battling me, she didn't know that I was about to perform my tail off, sit down on the stage and drop the building like that.
That was crazy.
She might have thought I was coming in with angles or some schemes or something like that, you know? Somebody else might think I can make you laugh, I can scheme, I can do all of this type of stuff, and you're just gonna have to put up with it, you know? And I really pride myself. Rest in peace to Pat Stay. Guys like Pat Stay, guys like Ill Will, some guys that are very versatile, that have charisma, that have the ability to shake a big room and have the ability to beat you in a small room too. And I try to like make sure that I'm in that lane.
Man, you definitely there. You feel me? And I appreciate what do you say? My favorite reverse punch pocket was when he battled O-Red. Reverse punch pocket, Aaron? Is that a new term? I ain't heard that term right
crazy.
there. You know,
I never really thought of it as a pocket, but you know, I've done about 6 or 7 reverse punches now.
Talk to me. What is that? What is that? A reverse punch?
Yeah, the delivery
Those ain't
on them.
easy.
Maybe I am going in different pockets when I'm bringing it back. But yeah, regardless, it's an interesting thing.
So a reverse punch, you basically you spit it and then you take it back to let them know what it is you said, basically.
Nah, so the forward it has a meaning and backwards it has a meaning, and it's the exact same words if you write it out. forwards and backwards. So it's not like just the main words or anything like that. You know, it's literally if you write that mug out and it's like a palindrome.
So it's a
A palindrome of words. Hold up. That's crazy. I like that. I like how you said that.
Too.
A palindrome of words. Damn. It's not a lot of people that's doing that out here. You know what I'm saying? Let's give credit where it's due, man. You know what I'm saying? He's doing elite things. You know what I'm saying? Would you consider yourself God tier? What's the other joint they call? Top tier, mid tier. Like, what's your
feeling? Yeah, I definitely consider myself top tier. Yeah, I think God tier is probably for the Mount Rushmore guys, the guys that have done like legendary things, you know, and I'm on my way there. I think part of my legendary run is like how successful I've been the last 5 years, you know, independently. You're seeing guys right now talk about taking their careers in their own hands. And that's really what I set the blueprint for doing, is going around anywhere and everywhere and putting on 80 battles and making sure you know my name without me having to be on the biggest of big stages. So
80 battles.
So they say
80 battles. I need y'all to let that, you know what I mean, just set with you, because that means basically a battle every month except for 2 months.
The chat said you on your way to God tier.
You on your way to God tier?
I agree.
I mean, I don't know what's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. We'll talk about it.
It's not much separating. And anybody who say less, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to call a spade a spade. You really got to search within yourself. First of all, let me give you my definition of hate. People say you don't like something. Oh, you hating. Why you hating on this? Why you hate? Hate is denying the undeniable. There's nothing else need to be added to that.
Denying the undeniable.
Denying the undeniable. So don't if you give the man his flowers, y'all.
Please.
Because what is it that he can't do? I'll wait.
You know, I'm with you. I always say, like,
what is it he can't do?
If I'm not your cup of tea, right? Like, if I'm just not your style preference or whatever, that's fine, you know? But, like, if you're just going out of your way, like, he trash, he's not any good to me.
Exactly.
That and third, it's like, yeah, now you just hate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that out here.
It is. And that's why, you know, when we do bar breakdowns or we talk about battles or bars, and we have people up here talking, they weigh in, you can't just say that was ass. I need to know why. You can't just say that was fire. What made it fire? What was dope about that line you just heard? That's why we have a whole bar scale. Because you know, mad lines be fire, but it's different degrees even of fire. It's different degrees of heat.
Right.
So, you know, if you are just, you know, picking stuff apart just because, you know, what it really is you're not a fan of battle rap, you're a fan of battlers in particular, and that's fine. All I'm asking you to do is identify which one applies to you. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
We love battle rap, so we don't care where the bars come from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You interviewing this person, or you got this league on your show. You got the bars, we want to hear them. That's where we're at with it. So like you know, it kind of reminds me the talk about the NBA of the leagues and if you ain't battle here, you ain't. Till was in the Coast Guard Academy. Now I don't know how many of you know anything about military academies, but you gotta bust your ass. Pause. Just to get in.
That's a fact.
If you can get in and stay in, if you can get in and graduate, that is a hell of a feat. But I don't know about the rest of the military academies, but the Coast Guard Academy had that same type of talk. They had people really believing if you don't make it here, if you don't graduate from here, then your life is gonna suck. And you know, it's not true. Your body of work, your gift makes room for you, and it speaks for itself.
That's a fact.
Regardless of who acknowledges it or not.
That's a fact.
Regardless of who acknowledges it or not, your gift makes room for you. And for those people who say, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter," how can it not matter if he's damn near a decade in with 80 some odd battles?
That's crazy to me. For real. Like,
you gotta respect and never choke.
He said 8 years. 8 years with 80 battles. 8 years? Wait, since 2015.
and never choke.
That's a 10-year, 10 battles every year average. That's average though. That don't mean every year he had 10 battles, right? I mean, some years it might have been more, some might have been less.
Yep.
You dig? So that's crazy.
But to be consistent, it's cats that have 3 battles a year, 4, and they choke in 2 out of 3 of them.
Yep.
Now, if they on the NBA leagues and they choking every 3rd battle, are they still better than A Ward, who's never choked?
Good question, ain't it?
Who remains consistent?
Let that marinate on y'all niggas.
We know the answer.
But yeah, so we're gonna get into this joint 1 round. Geechee Gotti versus A Ward 2.
See what Repo said.
Repo said I'll put A Ward against any URL battler and we'll call it 2-1, possibly 30. Either way, I see you, Repo. I mean, it's not a lot of cats that's really, you know what I'm saying, you could say going washing. I mean, who can you say is going washing? He didn't gave Geechee a run. I mean, he didn't battle all y'all favorites. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because it wasn't on the league y'all prefer, whatever. Come on, man. Bars is bars. Man.
Bars is bars. We got to stop that. Y'all better wake up. Y'all see shit is changing. Y'all see there's a shift.
There's a shift going on.
Let's be clear. Light will always outshine darkness. Let's be clear on that.
That's a fact.
I don't care how dark it is.
Talk about that candle. You in the dark room and what happened?
You light a candle in the dark room.
Light a candle in the dark room, see what happened.
Darkness got to move.
Darkness getting up out of there. Yeah, real quick. It ain't gonna take long. But yeah, so darkness falls, lightness it shines. You know what I mean? So anyway. We know we ain't got a lot of time. We didn't use up probably most of the time already type shit.
I'm sorry.
We just had a lot of questions.
I got about 10, 15 more minutes. That's about it.
All right, bet. So that give us time to chop through a little bit of this round. Now, so we're going to go into this round, 3rd round, Geechee Gotti versus A Ward. Now, when you see it, it's going to be on half the screen. But the chat, they see it as you split screen with the battle. Because you can probably see you can see caffeine. So you see how it's set up. So basically, we're gonna let the battle play. The way we do battle bar breakdowns is that you got the remote control, you dig? So if you want to pause it, stop it, rewind it. If it was a bar you feel like they ain't get, we can do that. Or if you just want to let it play and just talk about it at the end. Some cats choose to do that.
So you said I can control it? Like I can...
So let me see. You on your PC or your phone?
My phone.
All right, so when Reaper was up here, he was on his PC, so I actually was able to give him the remote. You feel me? I gave him my mouse.
How about you control it and I'll just tell you to stop it?
So that's what we're gonna do. So
Okay.
any movement you make, I'm gonna assume that you want me to stop it, or if you say something out loud audibly, I'll hear you and we'll stop it. But other than that, we just gonna let this jump rock, man. We gonna catch these bars, man. Hey, it's Married to the Bars out here, man.
To the bars.
Hey, the bar breakdown, man. Live bar breakdown. We got A Ward, man. He just coming off the Chrome 23 body. You heard me? A Chrome 23 body, and his body of work is not finished. Make sure y'all stay tuned in to see what he got in store, man. You feel me? And that battle gonna be dropping soon. Hopefully we can have him back up here. But yeah, bar scale is in effect. 1 through 5. Every bar don't make the scale. Some bars is off the scale. But let's see what y'all talking about. Let's get it. Yeah, bars. Hey, look, y'all hear from Bars, man. Talk about it.
Yeah, so that ending, man, that's one of those situations where I was talking earlier where I actually on purpose ended it that way. Like that whole multi, like the heavy punches are obviously the coffee, the everything or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I wanted the last thing for me to say to him is like, okay, go ahead and prepare your excuse this time, you know, at the end of my 3rd round, because it's like, yo, here we are in your league, in your city. You know what I mean? After the first battle, all you said was, I showed up for the money. I had Suge the next week. I didn't take him serious. I didn't da-da-da-da-da.
Ain't no excuse.
You know, we did face-offs. We did promo for this whole battle. He's like, yo, what I got's gonna smoke him or whatever. So I just wanted to end that round with like, you know, they swear I'm gonna lose, you know, but you can get all the other awards. You can't get this award. So go ahead and prepare your excuse. You know, I just wanted that to be the last thing he heard from me, you know, in that aspect. So man, that's how I wanted to go out on that.
Dope, man. A Ward here, man. What y'all talking about, man? We talking about bars, right?
That's phenomenal.
We talking about God tier bars, man.
Yeah, man.
We talking about God tier bars. Let's be clear.
Definitely.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back and we're gonna bust up next
I do
joint.
got a dip though. I do got a
We
dip though.
can
So
dig
I'm
it.
glad we was able to finish the round. And
Yeah.
like, if you in a few weeks, you know, once the battle drops or whatever, if with Vixen or whatever you want to recap it, man. holla at me.
got to.
You know,
We want to break that battle down
We got
so
to.
bad.
We got to. We got to.
Please do.
That shit was
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoy myself, and I thank you guys for your time.
Oh,
We
we so
appreciate your time,
appreciate you.
man.
Peace
Hey,
and
look,
blessings.
A-Word in the building, Midwest. Hey,
Shout out to
man.
the chat, man. Follow
Yes.
me on Instagram.
Follow
And,
up.
yeah.
God bless. Don't book this man. That shit lost.
That's it, Lord.
I'm talking to everybody.
Appreciate you, brother, man. Hey, A-Word. Yeah. Big things, big things. Good shit. Good shit. Good
Yes.
shit. Yeah. Fire.